Let's go right to the repo of Uniswap V3. We are going to be looking at two repositories. One is V3 core and the other is V3 periphery. You can see the content will be around V3 core because they have the core contracts and the core logic. But we'll also quickly go through periphery just to give you an idea of what is happening. We have already taken a look at the factory contract in the earlier lesson. So now we'll be exploring the pool and the pool deployer. The pool deployer is a smaller contract and fairly simpler, whereas this one, as you can see, is 870 lines. It has a couple of functionalities that most of which it inherits from the different libraries, some of which are like the low gas, safe math, safecast, tick. So all of these tick related libraries are the ones that are used. The concept of tick is basically being used to define those kind of price ranges that you would use when you are going to provide concentrated liquidity, which is one of the prominent features of V3. So you can see there are some other math related libraries because, DeFi, right? So in finance, we are going to be looking at a lot of mathematics. So it is important to make sure that all of your numbers are in the right place. So you have these supporting libraries, right? Now you have fixed point 128, transfer helper, swap math, etc. Some of these are Uniswap's own libraries and some of them are existing libraries that exist from OpenZeppelin or have been modified, like for example, low gas and things like that, right? Even though it is written, it may not be written from scratch. Some of these are interfaces, like you have the pool deployer, the factory itself, and then the IERC20 minimal. There is callback interfaces, so you have some of these as well. Of course, this takes the interface of Uniswap V3 Pool. That means it has to implement all the functions. Let's quickly take a look at this interface and see what is the functionality. At the Uniswap V3 Pool, you can see that this basically has, it is taking the interfaces from immutables, pool state, derived state, what are the actions, what are the owner actions, and the events, right? So it is importing everything from the pool. Let's see here. Okay, so you can find all of these interfaces within the pool. Yep, the pool directory. So you can see the different actions, the pool actions. You have initialize, you have mint, right? Where initialize will set the initial price for the pool. Mint will actually add liquidity for the given recipient, right? And then there is collect. Collect will collect the tokens owed to a particular position. That is when you're going to, get the LP tokens, or you are going to get the individual tokens. That is token 0, token 1, each of the individual tokens that you've given as part of the liquidity. And then there is burn, where you can burn the liquidity from the sender and account tokens owed for the liquidity to the position. Swap, one of the, again, primary actions that DEXs are being used for, where you swap token 0 for token 1 and vice versa. You have flash, which is receive token 0 or token 1 and pay it back, plus a fee in the callback. So you have the concept of flash loans that you might have heard of. So this is loosely sort of something similar that's happening on those lines. And then you have increase observation cardinality next. I don't think this is super significant, but it is basically, increasing the maximum number of price and liquidity observations that this pool will store. All right. So now we have some basic insights into the actions of the pool. We can also take a look at, let me see. Let's go to the pool. Okay, actions is one of the significant things, of course. And then the events that you will be, emitting as a part of what's happening with the pool. Whenever something happens, if a new liquidity is added or something is collected and things like that. But what could be interesting could be the state of the pool. Like, is this pool active or what is happening? So you have like this slot where you have slot 0. You may come across the slot 0, slot 1 a lot. So this is basically the zeroth storage slot in the pool, which stores many values and is exposed as a single method to save gas, right? That is the current tick of the pool and various things associated with that. A fee growth global. Okay. Looks like protocol fees, something interesting here. The amount of token 0 and token 1 that are owed to the protocol. Liquidity, currently in the range liquidity available to the pool. Then we have ticks, right? That is that price range where you are providing the liquidity, right? And then there is tick bitmap positions and observations. Okay, interesting. Let's go back to the pool contract, which is this one, Uniswap V3 Pool. And you can see that initially you have all of these things that you're defining, low gas safe math for U in 256 and in 256. Okay. Now here we are having our factory, token 0, token 1, and the fees. And then you have tick related variables, the max liquidity per tick and tick spacing. And then here is the slot 0 that you saw, right, which is the 0 storage slot of the liquidity pool, which is going to store multiple things. You can see like the tick, the current tick, observation index, fee protocol, and all of these things that we recently saw. So let's go to some significant functions. Okay. So we have the constructor where we are basically calling the pool deployer with certain parameters. The parameters that this pool deployer will take will be some of these on the lines of like the factory, the token 0, token 1, what is the fee, what is the tick spacing, etc. Using these parameters, we will be deploying a new pool, right, which is the iUniswap pool deploy. So whenever you are creating, or what is this? This is the Uniswap V3 pool. So whenever you are creating a new pool, essentially you're deploying a new pool. And this is why the Uniswap V3 pool deployer comes into picture, right? So now that we have a fair idea of where the first touch point is, that is, here is where the pool is being deployed. In the next video, we will take a closer look at this pool deployer contract and see what is happening, right? Keep in mind from this video that you have the factory, the token 0, the token 1, fees, etc. that needs to be sent as parameters. But we can take a closer look in the next lesson.